Alright everybody, hello, we are in Munich. We are currently going home. We've been in the US for the week and it's been a long travel, so actually we have some time to kill at the airport and we wanted to do a little video where I go back and comment my run. I won't be as good as Loic Bruni or Elliot Jackson commenting it, but I just want to tell you what goes through my head when I ride and how the run was, pretty much. So if you want, let's go. So in the start hut, actually there was so much people on the side of the track. Normally we used to be at the top of the mountain and the crowd is mainly concentrated at the bottom, but in Snowshoe we start from the village, so the whole crowd was pretty much all the way down, but a lot of people were at the start. And even before we will start, there was so much crowd, so much people screaming, that I was so hyped, like too hyped. I was like, I need to calm down, I need to get some focus going, because otherwise I'm gonna crash first corner for sure. And then it was so sick though, like so much enjoyable things at the start. So I just was thinking, enjoy this, let's go for it, just embrace it instead of being scared of the crowd. And then so when I went into the gate, I was like, wow, which is super rare for me to just do this kind of thing, and then got focused and left the start. Okay, let's go. Last one, breathe, breath, and boom, see the people on the side, big sprint already. I wanted to start fast because I know I'm pretty shit at the bottom, so I had a really good first split, pretty happy with it. It was way better second track. And you can see I'm just trying to be as ground as I can and carry the speed. And yeah, Rob's saying that it's the moment where I need to do a good run, like the run of my life, he says. But for sure, I knew I wanted to win, so I had to do something. I had to try everything, you know. So first sector was good, those little jumps, rep. Sick section, motor section a little bit, I loved it. Then now we come to the second split in the rocks, where I was a little bit already cooked, my legs were fucking blown out. That's the second new section where I pedal out of it. Actually, just before the second split, you had pretty flat section with big berms, but not super curved. So it was really hard to carry the speed out, and it was super flat. So I think it was not my strongest point of the track, but in the race run I kind of did them good, tried to be really round and gave everything I had on the pedal, because all the time you gain at the top, it's a comfort you can lose at the bottom. And so that's the entrance of the second new section that we had for the second race, and it was super tricky, way more physical than the first one, but I think I did it pretty clean. And I was 0.8 up, so it was pretty good start. Those rocks, you needed to be super precise, and I was a bit offline, but it was still pretty good. Out of it, super long straightaway, so you have to carry so much speed, otherwise you lose time the whole time. Here we gained the old section. That's where we joined the old section again, and I was like, already, I knew the most important part of the track was coming, so it doesn't really matter what you do on the upper splits. The bottom rocks were the most important one, and I kind of blew it. So that's a good super sharp right-hander, and then that left was the first, like those first rocks were so hard. That's where Loris crashed, and I was 1.5 up there. It was pretty crazy actually. But then here I don't hit everything perfect, and my bike kind of stops a little bit more than what I would have loved. And then here, where Finn crashed, is super important section. And that right-hander here is the worst of the whole track. There's nothing flowy about it, there's rocks everywhere. There's no place where you can actually push and give yourself a little help to make the turn. And I almost crashed. Like, I came in super cooked with like arm pump, legs really burning and everything. And then when I turned, I kind of missed my point where I actually turned inside. It went a little bit outside, hit a rock, took a foot out, did a pretty big mistake, but lucky for me I had a pretty good lead there, so I could afford a little mistake. So yeah, out of this really hard right-hander on the last rocks, there's a big sprint section where my two teammates, Renato and Crispy, were here to yell at me for the sprint, so I could give everything I had, and I did. And going into that last pedaling is the last split, where in the first race I lost the race. I lost 0.5, and I knew I had to do a little bit better on that section to hope winning, and I kind of did. Yes, yeah, it take a lot of time to get out of the woods. Clip back, Renato screams at me, I sprint everything I have, I'm like, yeah! By now, I'm cooked, but I'm still 0.5 ahead. Going into the last 20 seconds, a little bit of jumps. I hit them way better than my first race. Inside that second to last turn, that last flat turn actually was so bad. Like my staff was super mad at me because I always suck in flat grassy turns, and that one was no exception. So I really lost time the whole weekend there, and I didn't want to blow it in my race run, so I kind of took it easy. But I only lost 0.1 in that section to Troy, which was pretty good to me. Last jump, last pedal, the crowd was pretty insane, and then I just do a really bad aero position, I know, but I win the race. And then right now, when I crossed the line, as soon as I crossed the line, I didn't think about Loris or anything before. Like I knew I had to do well, and Loris, I was not able to control what he would do. When I crossed the line, I straight up look at the outside. I see Troy, Angel, and Amaury, and no Loris. So I'm kind of, where's Loris, you know? And then Finn looked at me with like making me the number 1 sign, and I'm like, okay, I won the race, but where's Loris, you know? So I kind of wanted to know if the overall was also happened or not. And Finn, I throw the bike, Finn jumps, low run, manager arrives, I'm fucking pumped, and then he tells me, you win the overall. He was like, you fucking won the overall. And then I was like, what? And then I just collapsed, blown out, no more energy, and can't believe it. I'm so happy. And then I'm like, what the heck happened? I just crossed the line from a exhausting run, and everything comes, all this information, super good news come at me, and I'm over the moon. Troy's congratulating me. He's like, you're a fucking bitch for beating me again. But it was super good racing, and I'm like, I'll never forget this. I think it was, what a race. Amaury comes, congratulates me. He had actually a really good race. It was 4th and with mistakes. And yeah, I can't believe it at that point. 2-3 days before that, I was second for 32,000 of a second, so I was super frustrated. And I really wanted that win, and I made it, so I was super happy and proud of being able to do it with the whole team and stuff. So it was pretty special, and yeah, thanks a lot for. It was not an easy season, to be honest. It was super bad start. I had a lot of issues going into the season with the preparation, and then bad luck in Léger with the weather, and not so fast in Maribor, and getting better and better towards the end. So I didn't expect to win at any point, to be honest, and the way the season happened, a lot of other good guys had issues too. Then it was actually possible to win in the end, but super happy, and yeah, I can't believe it's my second overall. I would never have expected it, so pretty stoked. And we're in the airport. The noise, the sound's probably terrible, but thank you for watching this, and yeah, see you next year, and thanks a lot for believing.